All right, Capricorn. Capricorn, let's get into your rating. So you got marriage and this ex that's returning to talk to you. So for some of you guys, you could be married to this particular person. Maybe you're in separation, but they're wanting to talk. Mm-hmm. And it could be about getting hurt. For some of you guys, you don't want to see this person. It says family, friend, or ex-lover for the ones that aren't married. Some of you guys don't see it coming. If this is somebody you're not married to, this was an ex. For some of you guys, this person could have had addictions, or you could be dealing with addictions. For some of you guys, this person, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, anywhere in your chart, they could have said, you know what, I think I could do better. This person could have maybe been engaged with you, for some of you ladies. And they went out there and they're like, there's no good ones. The good one that I have is back here, which is you, Capricorn. There is someone out there for you. And you know what? For some of you guys, you could be dealing with somebody that they wanted to test the waters. They wanted to see if the grass was greener on the other side, and maybe they had people in their ear. For some of you guys, it could have been family that was in their ear. Oh, Capricorn, how are you gonna get married to this particular person, man or woman? Oh, look at the family they come from. Oh, look at what they do for work. Oh, look at that funky little business they're trying to get off the ground. I don't know. I'm just downloads right now. Or for some of you guys, this particular person that wants to come back to you, maybe they went off and got another job and they got a new friend group, and they just they started to pull away from you. For the ones that aren't married, now we'll clear this out, because for some of you guys, you're looking for loyalty, right? And will you take this ex back? For some of you guys, maybe not, who knows? But it says love is the answer. Love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. So some of you guys are realizing love is not just everything. Maybe in the past you could have been a little bit naive and you were dealing with somebody that didn't want to talk, and you wanted to work things out, and you were just dealing with somebody that would close themselves off. Now, for some of you guys, if this person had addiction, or you could have had addiction, like, come on, Capricorn, it could be either way. But somebody had addictions, and it could be after an accident, it could be purposely. For some of you guys, it could have been after depression. You could have fell in depression. For some of you guys, and then seeking perfection. There's no perfect partner out there. You have to work on it. Now, if you were in a marriage and they were seeking perfection, after a while, 333, as I said that, you could, it's like you marry somebody, you're like, whoa. For the ones that know, because if you don't know, you don't know. You're not there yet. So you need to, I don't know, I heard, do a background check. Because you don't know if they have addictions. And then it says holy over here. I'm looking at the cross right now with Christianity. For some of you guys, they can lie to you. They can say, oh, I believe in God, and they don't. It's a front. You could be burned out. You could be in this energy like, man, emotionally burned out right now. It says retreat and recover before continuing. And maybe you pulled away from this particular person. For some of you guys, you could have been addicted to their energy. Maybe you feel like they did some kind of, whatever that means to you, like voodoo or some juju or something like that. And they could have possibly, this could have been, somebody that you could have said, man, I think I could fix them. But you're not here to fix nobody but yourself. Everybody has their own childhood wounds, is what I'm hearing. And we do. Some people say, oh, no, bull, BS is. This could be a person that says, love sucks. And it could be somebody that left you. Maybe you could have went through this as well, and you said, you know what? You started to fix your own self, you started to feel a lot better, You went from somebody not talking to you to, talking to yourself and talking with God, the universe. Yes. And look, age issues. Now, for some of you guys, I'm picking up, somebody could be having daddy or mommy issues. You know, this person could be dealing with older people, and it's something inside that they're missing. It says soulmate only, and for some of you guys, maybe you are, maybe there's an age gap, and that's why people are like, "Wow, are you gonna be with them, Capricorn?" And they're looking like, did they put a spell, or did you put a spell on this particular person? Because you could be a Capricorn that's a lot older, and then they're looking at you. You could be, in your 60s, and then you got a 28, 25-year-old, but it's your life. What? So some of you guys, you could be marrying somebody like that, and people could be tripping out, but they're loyal to you or your pocket, man or woman. Because there's some ladies, they like them young, sugar mamas. You could be one of these. I don't know, or you could be dealing with somebody. But there's an ex returning. They want to talk to you. Let's see. Let's check it out. What do they want to talk about? We use this one. Okay, old school. They want to talk about the heartbreak. They didn't mean it. Look, they could be all in their feelings. Capricorn, I didn't mean it. It was an accident. I didn't mean to, stab you 3 times, and they're in this energy. Or they could have left you, but they're coming back, and they don't know. They're wondering, will Capricorn take me back? They were material, marriage material. Capricorn, for some of you guys, you're not going to settle. Like in the past, you could have said, all right, come on. Yeah, look. King of Pentacles with this right here. But here's the problem. See, they see you in this energy, or they know this person that wants to come back. If you're a woman listening to this, or a feminine energy, they see you like this, and this is the freaking truth. Look. So they've been spying. And how do I get back into Capricorn's energy? Because why? When they were with you, they were like this. You had them, man or woman at this case, and it was a lot of celebration, And for some of you guys, they're like, man, if I go back, and tell them that I cleaned up my addiction, fix my mustache, and I don't drink no more, whatever, and I'm willing to spill my, talk to you, and because before you could have been dealing with somebody stubborn as hell. They could be a fire sign. Look, that we're always looking to polish. If this is a man, polish their pecker. Where am I gonna put it in? And for some of you guys, you don't even know where. You don't even want to know. If you're a man and you're watching this, you remembering. Nah, every time they went out, they were always, looking for the best new thing. But you're realizing, if you're a Capricorn man, you're realizing, like, they went to the desert when they left me. And if you're a woman, the same thing. They went to the desert. Look, what are they going to find? Not even the camels out there. If they were in Mexico, chinga su madre. If there was burros, olvídate. They would be happy as fuck. They're nasty, but just saying, if you know, you know. But right here is the freaking desert. There's nothing. So maybe they had illusions. For some of you guys, look, they with this right here, this Libra, the give and take, it's almost like they had somebody that they wanted to go after, and look, they wanted to take a leap of faith. So for some of you guys, you pulled back your energy and you said, chale, go. And you let them go. And for some of you guys, yeah, now they want to come back. If this, like I said, this could, could be a friend that, look, stole your ideas. They went in there and they're like, oh, they like your red bottom shoes, and they thought they could get away with it. But not only that, they took ideas, they took things from you, and they were looking back like, bitch, hopefully you don't see me, So for some of you guys, yeah, this could be a friend. For some cases, it could be a sibling. It could be a sibling, look. And then they get all defensive. This could have been a sibling that, out of the blue, here they are, teaming up, everybody against you. It's like they turned a bunch of people. But Capricorn, you know why? Because look, your grass is greener, bitch, on this side. And you're like, no, I'm on those. And you're not settling, is what I'm picking up on. If this is you, Capricorn, look, you might be alone for the moment. Usually there's a rabbit, but the rabbit is hidden right there. And it's almost like the universe could be testing you. The devil comes in and it could be telling you you're gonna die alone. But no, you have to trust God. Right there, you're just looking down. For some of you guys, you with this high priestess over here, you have Pisces in your chart. For some of you guys, you're like, fuck, I don't have nobody to give even a BJ or something. If you're a man in this area, where's my high priestess? See, because I'm just channeling. This is lovers right here. For some of you guys, you're using your intuition. Like, man, ever since I left or that person left, I was able to level up. But you're missing. You want marriage. For some of you guys, you're thinking of marriage, and you might have ran off the wrong person. Look. Or for some of you guys, you feel because, you could have ran off two people. Look, you're like, fuck. It's almost like you could have been hurt by love, that people want to come close to you and you feel like, and for reals, for some of you guys, they want to take shit from you. Look, you catch them stealing from you. This could have been two siblings, or let's say you got divorced. It was almost like a sibling and your ex, and you got the ability to chop both of them off. Orale, culeros. They could have been, doing things behind your back. If they were opposite sex, they might have been doing things that you don't like, and you found out and you cut them off. And you're thinking about it. Because right now you could be alone and you could be sitting there, how am I was victorious in cutting them off. But if you could pull your energy back, pick up your vibration, you can manifest. You can manifest anything you want. Because on this side, look, we have, you're calling in your soulmate. Two of Cups right there. Some of you guys, look, with this right here, Ten of Swords, as I split, you could be thinking like, man, I went from being backstabbed to sitting on the throne, but no, I just got a download right now. For some of you guys, Capricorn, there was somebody that wanted to take your place, and they're regretting it. And I'm going to tell you why, because look, this person, whatever they took from you, let's say this was an ex, maybe you married and now they want to come back because the grass wasn't greener, and they could have said, oh, you know what, Capricorn, it was just a mistake. Maybe there was a misunderstanding. You didn't understand. I really didn't want to, cut you off. Or maybe you served them papers, and they could have took wealth from you. That's what I'm picking up. And look, it's drying up. It's almost like you could have told them, yeah, take whatever. God told me, have it all. I'm not fighting for it. Because you're not gonna seek revenge. If you're on alignment, and watch when I cut this. You have Taurus in your chart, but look, God, you're like, no, whatever. Because God sees everything. And this person is like, man, because come on, if you don't know how to multiply money, because you could have been dealing with somebody that was good at spending it. I don't know. I'm picking up on some of you guys that, they could have addictions and their money's running out. If it's a sibling, if it's a partner. For some of you guys, it's a partner, and they manifested that shit. They thought they could do it on their own, and they could have moved away from you, or they could have had you move, because right here it's like, fuck, you had to move quicker. For some of you guys, this person moved on, thought they could get options. Because for some of you guys, man or woman, maybe they didn't have wealth. They don't know how to control money. So imagine if somebody cuts you off and puts you in a position like in a divorce, and they take more than what they should have, and they left you like this. Or maybe they're feeling like this. It's almost like, man, I have all their money, but see, God, in Spanish, they say when you take something from somebody, like rob them or something, it's going to bleed through their hands like water. They're not going to be able to, sustain it. Some of them, they don't know how to, invest, keep the money rolling. So this is somebody that is like going like, well, what am I going to do with the last penny? In reality, this is somebody also that could be portraying they got money, but it's not theirs. That's what I'm picking up. They're really in this energy. So you could be in this two of wands thinking, man, because you've already seen the next for what they did to you. So how do they come back to you? They can't. The world is here. And look, that's a big body. Yeah, the world is there. They were holding on to finances and were leaving you out in the cold, when in reality you were the star. For some of you guys, Capricorn, They left you like that. Look, keeps coming out. So let's see, what is gonna be your advice? If you have addictions, you're taking care of that. You know you're not perfect. You're admitting to it. A lot of it has to do with you taking accountability or this person. But hold on. Look, here's the advice. We got this card here, but they wanted me to show you this one. And it says expectations. Emotional repair. You are working to repair a relationship that was once fractured. Past hurt are healing, and reconciliation brings hope. Now, for some of you guys, your ex could be coming back, and you could be repairing this, emotional repairing this relationship. You could have kids with this particular person, and you got a co-parent or something like that. So it would be good. Some of you guys don't want to hear it. You're like, I don't get it. But it would be good for the kids. Some of you guys are going to take accountability. And for some of you guys, both of you guys could have been stepping out and doing crazy shit. I don't know, swinging or just open relationship or something I picked up. For some of you guys, unrealistic expectations may lead to disappointments. So with this seeking perfection, of course, you're like, man, you know what? Maybe we do need to talk instead of fighting, because for some of you guys, as soon as something happened, see how dark the room is? It's like, I don't want to listen to you. And you guys would walk any opportunities. And then there you guys, both of you guys could have been cheating in competition. Who could cheat better than the other one? Not all of you guys, just picking up on some of you guys. But for some of you guys, it could have been a competition just to get this person to really sit down with you. They were dealing with addictions. Maybe they didn't want to tell you they were, they had other opportunities they wanted to try. It says right here, career, but in career and what? This competition came out again. So your advice is, heal. I'm picking up on take accountability on your part. A lot of you guys are going to be transparent. You could be sitting in a room and saying, okay, you did this. Okay, maybe you're admitting to your faults. For some of you guys, this could bring a bond closer. Like, maybe the marriage. For a lot of you guys, you're going to repair this. If it's like with family, this could be with your kids. This could be with, parental figure. It says right here, lover. You could be like, all right. And what that does is when you end, this is what I'm picking up real quick. Because look, with family, it could be everywhere. But listen real closely is what I just got right now. When you end a relationship, because some of you guys are in this energy like nothing's working out for me. Why? Every time I try to start, everything starts good and then bam, because you didn't close the cycle, you hurt somebody. For some of you guys, intentionally, like with intentions to get somebody back, you could have had them stumble. And for some of you guys, you could have closed the cycle. O sea, you think you closed the cycle by not giving another person the ability to, like in a zero contact situation is what I'm picking up. So how somebody's stuck, you're stuck. For some of you guys, look, there has to be a balance. If for example, you weren't stuck and they were, if this doesn't get flipped around, whatever the other person suffered for whatever years, because cause and effects is very real. What you put out, you shall receive. So this person could be coming back to apologize, to tell you, what, and it's going to be up to you how you handle the situation. Remember, we're coming here on earth to what? To learn karmic lessons. What we did in childhood, fuck this and that. Some of it we're paying it as adults, but you haven't realized that. So it depends on you is what I'm picking up. Are you going to take accountability, both of you guys, and balance the situation? Doesn't mean you have to be with this person. Like, restart a new karmic or hey, let's fall in love. For some of you guys, maybe, everybody's different. For a lot of you guys, you're going to choose adventure. You're going to go on your own. It says you are ready to embrace new adventures, stepping out of your comfort zone to explore the unknown with courage and excitement. Why am I picking that up? Because if you guys were in a marriage, some of you guys could have got married at a young age. You didn't have a childhood. You didn't. So some of you guys want to be freaks in the sheets. I'm not kidding, but that's what I'm picking up. And you're like, God, but maybe God won't let you, but maybe, who knows? That's between you and God, okay? But for some of you guys, you have a passionate lover and it's loyal marriage. You know, this person's not going to be perfect. I'm telling you right now, if you're seeking perfection, you have a problem. And I know Capricorn, for some of you guys, you want a certain person a certain way. I thought I saw 222, but I might be fucked up in the eyes. And that's something that could relate to some of you guys. You could be seeing somebody and it's not what you think, but you want it to be a certain way, but it's not. And some of you guys, it's going to bring growth and collaboration. You're like, all right, this is what we both like. And for a lot of you guys, all it took was being open and honest. Because I feel like for some of you guys, you could have been dealing with somebody that, yeah, they said, okay, let's be loyal. But no, both of you guys wanted to, I heard, outfox each other. There was no, this is over reliance on others to hinder your ability to stand. You could have been dealing with somebody that didn't want you to do nothing, not even, lift. Now it's 2-2. Okay. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's almost like they wanted you to depend on them, or you wanted them to depend on you. And, it was something maybe they planned from a long time ago. I don't know. But you're learning that these lessons, whether they were harsh or not, you understand it's part of your growth and it's part of balancing. Some of you guys, you're learning how to prioritize. You see all these clocks? Some of you guys, you could have been like sleeping beauties. You didn't want to get up. You're like, hi, and hit the snooze button, Not no more. Not no more. Why am I laughing? It says, damn, it says you have successfully set priorities in your work and life, managing resources and time effectively. This focus is helping both personal and career growth. And I'm laughing, okay? Risk management for some of you guys, like, fuck. Because innovation for some of you guys, look, innovation, you're gonna have a way to make money, and your ex is gonna be pissed. Because if they did you wrong and they tricked you and you were in alignment with God and they I heard foul play, or they did something to really hurt you. Maybe they crossed these boundaries and you had told them, no, God is, I don't know. And it's weird how God is amazing. I'm going to tell you like this. God is amazing, because if you fall in that situation and you don't seek revenge and you stay, focus on God, God will create, innovative ways, because, man, he provides. When you obey and you trust in God, he's going to provide, It says your creativity and innovation are shining in your work. You are thinking outside the box and bringing fresh perspectives to solutions. And look, empathy. You're helping other people. You deeply empathize in your relationships, understanding others' feelings, which strengthens your bond and fosters harmony. For some of you guys, look, this opportunity is when you leave the dark, when you leave this area where you're like, nothing, nobody loves me, I have no friends, I have, everybody hates me, that kind of, and you really use your energy to uplift and help others to succeed. For some of you guys, I don't know, I'm picking up somebody's coming back. Maybe they thought they had your energy and they took off thinking it was their energy, but it wasn't. And you started to pull back. You'll know, because the community or wherever you live or whatever you used to do in the past, people recognize you. Maybe somebody could have lied on you, but some of you guys don't vindicate yourself. Let God, trust me. Just focus, no matter what anybody says. Shit. Some of you guys will get your dreams come true, waking up when you want, doing whatever you want. You still got to put in for work for God, of course, uplifting other people. But look, you're going to attract challenges, but look at the way you handle the challenges. It's like, vámonos a la chingada. You don't look like the devil here. The devil doesn't like to have fun. There's todo amargado and everything, But you, Capricorn, look, you're facing challenges, helping you grow stronger, overcoming, and you make it look so fucking, excuse my language, easy. You make it look so easy. And yes, you're attracting people. And for some of you guys, whether this ex comes back or not, whether it's marriage or not, some of you guys are enjoying like-minded people, a new soul tribe. Yes, could be little devils in disguise, but vibration is higher. But look, it says stronger attraction binds you and another person together. This connection is both emotional and physical, drawing you closer. And I just feel, look, because for some of you guys, you could have been in this energy. When am I going to have sex? When am I going to have anything? Some of you guys could have been addicted to sex. And then God said, and you're like, when? It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Don't worry, okay? What else do we have? Let's get you one of these. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising anywhere in your chart. I'm starting to sweat, man. You wouldn't with all this energy. You're going to be on fire. Look at all this bling, bling right there. Is this? I'm a badass boss babe, and I don't give a damn about what anyone thinks. I rock my confidence like a boss, man or woman. So you stepping up. And maybe in the past, you just, you allowed other people to advance and not no more. It's your turn to shine is what I'm hearing. One more. It says, I grow and evolve with every fucking challenge life throws at me. Some of you guys could love shoes. If you're a man, you love taking their shoes off. And something else. Yes, that's what I got for you, Capricorn. This was just a little quickie. And I know you don't like quickies. They said one more. It says, I'm not just a pretty face. I'm a fucking powerhouse of intelligence, talent, and resilience. And I'm taking the world by storm. Claim this energy, Capricorn. Some of you guys, you're about your business. Yes. So whoever this is for, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and comment. Infinite Tarot 888.